Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Beyond Boardroom Business. I'm your host, CoachSteffanie, and I have the pleasure of interviewing another trailblazer. That's all I do. I interview trailblazers, leaders, people that have stories to tell. And tonight is no different. Don't forget, you make sure that you chime in every Thursday 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and live. And so without further ado, let's bring on the next guest. And make sure you have your friends and family. Make sure you like and share, because this is about making sure that your finances are on point. You can't have a successful business without knowing how to figure out your finances. So without further ado, let's bring on Mrs. Towya Roberts-Omar. I'm sorry. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Coach Steffanie?
I am feeling fabulous. I always trip up, but that's okay. You are an amazing, amazing woman. I've known you for years, and you've always stayed dedicated to helping people with their financial literacy. So I had to get you on the show tonight. So without further ado, who is Towya?
Great question. Well, I'm who I am. I am a wife, a mother, a financial advocate for families. So that's what I do. I love our community. I love our people. And so helping the community is what I really love.
Yes, that's so important. So, how did you get started in finances to begin with?
Funny story. So I've always been an entrepreneur by nature. I like making money. Money likes me, obviously. And I was introduced I was introduced into that particular industry after a lifestyle change. I'd owned multiple beauty salons for 20 years, and I had a life-changing situation that took place. I had a marriage of 18 years that ended. I was homeless, just trying to figure out life. And I stopped what I was doing cold turkey and went into mourning, right, as you would say. And at that time, I had 3 salons left. I didn't go to any of them. I let 2 go, and
Whoa.
I gave away one to the manager at that particular facility, and I was doing nothing for about 2-3 years, except for just focusing on my health, physically and mentally. And I was introduced into financial services.
Wow, to give up 3 salons. Were you burnt out? Um, was it something that could have been prevented? What happened?
Honestly, at that time, I was not burned out. I was sad, depressed,
Okay.
and as weak as it may sound, I was feeling sorry for myself. I was trying to figure out how could my ex-husband leave me after 18 years. And so the honest truth is, I just didn't have the motivation to move past how I was feeling at that time. And so I stopped cold turkey. No, I was not burned out. I just wanted to sit and cry, and that's what I did.
And that's fair. I mean, we're human, and I hate that you had to go through that, but going through that, has it made you stronger today?
Yes, I learned a few things. One of the things I learned is we don't own anybody. People are free to choose whatever life they choose.
That's right.
Should they choose to continue with you, that's good. If not, that's good as well. And going through that situation, I would say it definitely made me stronger, right? Because at any point, anybody can get it. And to be anybody can get it. And to be fair to him, I was going through a metamorphosis. I was going through a change in my life, and it was scary for him. He didn't understand it. And so the changes that I was going through that prompted him to leave, and it prompted me to get kicked out of the church. That's where I ended up. And it was a really good change, but it was scary. Change is scary.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine. Wow. So today, what's going on in your world?
So much. I am the owner of our financial business, where we help families make informed decisions on financial um, situations, right? So I love that. But we also help families make informed decisions on food, family, and finances, encouraging holistic thinking instead of fragmented thinking, because everything is connected. And so when we act with that specific awareness that everything is intentional, then we are successful because we make decisions based on the information that we have. And so that what that means for me is we have multiple businesses. And so one is a financial business, another is a spa. It's called City Spa, and it's in Atlanta, where we focus on um, detoxing modalities. Like she does, the girl that I have, she does lymphatic drainages. She
Nice.
does wood therapy. She does cavitation work as well. So that is City Spa. Then I also have a business called Inward Beauty, where we show people how to take the favorite foods that they have loved for years and turn it into something that's healthier for them. And we make a live raw food version of it. So that's what's new in my world. I'm traveling to Texas these last few upcoming months, and we have big customers, big clients in
Wow.
the raw live food world.
Okay, so what made you want to channel your energy towards the raw food world?
So when I was going through my metamorphosis and feeling sorry for myself, I was also focusing on my health physically and mentally. And so that raw food component came about when doctors were saying things to me that I didn't want to hear. And two things they thought they were going to do was they thought they were going to put me on hypertension medication. They thought they were going to also prick my body, stick my body with needles. And so I was pre-diabetic and hypertensive. Is that, if that's a word? And I decided I didn't want to go that route or that path. So I chose my own route, my own path. And that was through Whole Foods. And what ended up happening, because I am an entrepreneur, people were asking me, hey, how did you get from where you were? Because we remember you. We remember how you were to where you are now. We want a part of it. And so that it was turned into a business.
I see. Wow. So are you aware of any statistics where women who are business owners can go through what you've gone through? I mean, is this common or is it rare?
It's not, it's unfortunate. It's not uncommon, Stephanie. What happens is people spend all of their time chasing the bag, and no one is honest about what it takes to chase that bag. And you hear things, you see these posts and these memes, and you hear motivational speakers talk about grind, 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 and grind. Yeah. For how long? And what does that grinding take? So sometimes you have to pencil in rest and relaxation. Sometimes you have to pencil in going to the gym. Some of the best decisions, some of the best ideas can come when you're in rest and relaxation. Now, that is a scientific fact.
That's true. I agree.
It is. So I've seen women in the industry that I am from lose everything as it relates to their health. They got the money though. And so then they have to spend the money to regain their health. They spend all of their youth chasing money, then they have to spend out their money to regain their youthfulness, vitality, and their health. I think my husband quoted the Buddha, saying that, I guess it was the Buddha, but I got the quote from my husband. So when he hears this, he can tell me who actually said it.
So yeah, your health is truly your wealth. And people can't sleep on that. You can't take it for granted. I definitely incorporate my me time and my fitness daily is so important. And so when it comes to business and finances, what's the best strategy that someone should have to ensure a successful business?
The first thing I would suggest, and this is not some feel good
Okay.
Instagram, social media jargon. You absolutely got to have the mindset that will be conducive for you getting what you need to have. First
Mhm.
thing I would say you have to do is make sure you keep the main thing, and that's your mental health.
Yes.
And so you have to focus on that first. So I'm going to tell you what I do, and then people can take it or leave it. The first voice I hear is mine.
Yes.
I've recorded my own affirmations. And after I thank the Lord for waking me up, right?
Yes.
You can call it source. You can call it infinite energy. You can
Mhm.
call it God, right? So when I thank the Most High for allowing me to see another day, then when I get up and go into my ritualistic activities like brushing my teeth or washing my face, then the first voice I hear is mine, right? And those are my affirmations that I recorded. And
Yes.
I posted them on YouTube, and it's on private and only I can hear it. And I
Okay.
listen to that before I hear anybody's song, before I hear anybody else's affirmations, before I get a phone call. It's my own affirmation I hear first. And then I get into my daily gratitudes. Because
Mm.
a part of my affirmations is my gratitude. Since all I'm saying is I'm grateful for this. I am grateful for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
I do. And then I can look into who's gonna give me my money today. Then we can get then we can get into that. We can get into follow-up phone calls. You gotta
Right.
keep mindset that mindset of gratitude. I think that's the flex. The young
Yeah.
people call it the flex.
You're right.
Maybe our age group call it a hack, right? Um, or tactic. I would say keep
Mm.
that mindset first.
Yeah.
Always have something that you do before you do anything else. And the next thing is going to the gym. You coach Stephanie, so you already know what it is.
Right. Yeah. It's so important because
Mhm,
this body is just a vehicle for us to function. And
mhm.
we have to show that we respect it. And that's why I work out. It's not necessarily about trying to look a certain way. It's about feeling good. And a lot of the endorphins in the brains that starts kicking in when you work out on that treadmill or whatever it is. Fitness is so important. You're right.
Absolutely. And I think this type of podcast, what we're speaking of, I think is apropos because people will come here looking for the next thing that I could do to propel my business. Well, the next best thing you can do to propel your business is to make sure you take care of this business first because we are microcosms of the macrocosm, and how you do anything is how you'll do everything. So you got to make sure you take care of this. This is my biggest asset right here. Right?
Yes.
This is the thing I got to take care of first, right? So the very first thing before I go looking at how I'm going to get these coins is, hey, how am I feeling today? Let's check in, Towya. What's going on with you? Right? Is your heart beating fast when you're gonna make this investment? Right? And if it is, then you need to figure out what kind of limited belief you got going on in there. But before we get
Right.
into all of that, we have to make sure our voice is the first voice we hear.
Yeah.
So we can get into the habit of respecting and appreciating and trusting that voice, and then get into your gratitudes. I'm a firm believer in that.
I am too. I definitely am. So, Tawaya, what's the secret to financial success?
There are a few things I would say is the secret to financial success. And I hope y'all still like me after I say this, okay? You can have, as they would say, hacks, right?
Okay.
And some people say you can't have shortcuts because they cut you back, right? And some people say there are no quick fixes. Okay, you can learn from other people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that. I would say education and consistency. If
Mm.
if I were to sum everything up, I would say learn, read, listen. So I would say read as much as you can about finances. That's number one. I do have a book sold on Amazon. It's called It's Already Yours. It's called It's Already Yours, right? Dealing with the mindset surrounding getting money. So it's really about knowing that you are abundant. I would say read as much as you can about money. And it's great to listen to stuff, but when you read, there's something that really happens to your synapses and things neurologically in your brain. Like something really happens when you read. So reading is different than listening. So I would say read, and I would say listen. Read and listen. And if you have somewhere you have to go, that's about a 20-minute, 30-minute trip to go where you have to go, then definitely listen to a book. Absolutely listen to a podcast. Absolutely. And I still say read.
Yes.
And I would say consistency. So that would be the next thing I would say. Be consistent in what I just told you to do. Right.
Yes.
And then get a mentor for sure. They have to be someone who have a proven lifestyle. What do they have?
Yes.
Did they just, was their home just foreclosed on? And I'm not saying that someone whose home was just foreclosed on can't tell you something, because they can, but they have to be proven. Are they proven in the community?
Yes.
Have they taken something and stuck with it? Have they made it? Has it grown? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then once you get you a mentor, get a coach. Mentors and coaches are two different animals. A coach will get in your face. A coach is up close and personal. A coach will say, do it again, you got some more in you, right?
Yes.
And then pay yourself. Paying yourself does not mean go get your nails done and your hair did. That's not the same as paying yourself. Put some money away. Because I would say we have cycles. And this is how I like to explain it to my customers. Stephanie, what is your favorite season?
Right now, spring, right before summer.
Yeah, spring and summer. Yeah. Well, most people's favorite season is spring or summer, right? But does that make winter and fall bad?
No,
it doesn't. So when I said a few minutes before I asked your question, we have cycles, right? And so in finances, you have the financial cycle, right? In life, you have the circle of life. Babies have a gestation period. So life is full of cycles, it's full of seasons, right? And so what I want to say is, just because we like spring and summer, it doesn't make fall bad. What happens is people don't prepare for certain seasons. When you look at the animals, what do the animals do? They work all summer and they sleep in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So we can learn from that, because what we're not going to do, since we like spring and summer, we're not going to go outside in a 2-piece string bikini because we've been working out with Coach Steffanie and it's snowing outside. We're not going to do that. You know why we're not going to do it? Because we know that's not the season for it. So what happens is we don't prepare for lean times because we have been spoiled and accustomed to thinking that there should not be lean times. There are going to be lean times because you have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Every single why do we think we're not going to have seasons in our finances? Right. And so there's nothing wrong with fall and winter. So when all the leaves fall, it's preparing the earth, is fertilizing the earth for the spring again. Right. So our lean times should be fertilizing us. We should be learning and growing and gathering and gleaming for what we're gonna do when we get our bag again. So I'm in my big boss girl season right now.
Okay.
I got folks spending money with me, but guess what?
What?
Lean times are gonna come because of the laws of the universe. As long as the earth remains, if you in the Bible, it's seed, time, and harvest. For everything, there is a time and a season, yes. Right? And so what we got to do is when we have our big boss girl times, put some money away. Put some money away and make it into a game.
Okay.
Put some money into envelopes, okay? I don't care if it's $1. Every time you get paid, have $4. I'm going to put $1 in each one of these envelopes, right? Okay. And then have some money come out that will go towards investing. Money for different things. It doesn't have to always be for a rainy day, but you do need some rainy day money. And you also need some opportunity money. What if somebody have some land or some property that you could actually acquire for $2,000, $5,000? Well, guess what? If you have put some money away for opportunities,
right,
then you could participate in that. Just something as simple as that.
So when it comes to investing, what should a person do to get started outside of course, research? But is there a strategy to picking the best investments, even though it's all a gamble?
Yeah, everything's a gamble. I would say get assistance and get help. Okay. The best thing I could say to do is to actually get an advisor. That's what I would say. But guess what? Anybody can save. Anybody can save.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would say. I would say save. I would say save money. I would also say, I'm going to say this anyway. I would say save some seeds. I would also say save some rice and beans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you. And I am too. That is so true. So it's all about just preparation, overall preparation. So let me ask you this. What's the difference between making money and building wealth?
Building wealth is a mindset. Anybody can make money.
That's a good one.
Building wealth is a mindset. And I don't care if you're not worth $1 million. Okay. Because you could be on your way to building wealth. Peep this. My husband and I, we purchased property in 2017.
Okay.
Right? We purchased that property for less than $50,000.
Nice.
And everybody turned their nose up at it. Guess how much that property is worth today?
How much?
$247,000.
Yes.
That's a life-changing opportunity for us. Like our life is going to change.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So how did you go? Did you go searching for property or did it just land on your lap?
No, we went looking for it. We used to go post on the court house steps in Riverdale because we wanted to purchase tax lien properties. And I never will forget, there were these two properties I wanted Atiba to invest in. Actually, they were two mobile homes. They were $1,000. The opening bid was $1,000. I didn't have any money at the time. And so Atiba had the money. See how things can flip?
Yes.
I was in my season. When I met him, I was still in my almost still crying season. I stopped crying, but I was in my season. He didn't know what he had. He didn't know what he had, right? I said, babe, let's get these two mobile homes because they're just $1,000. He said no. And now mobile homes are the biggest rage right now.
Wow.
I said, no, but that's okay. We'll get some eventually.
Oh yeah. Wow. So do you suggest that people should invest in properties, or what's your best financial advice for people that are looking to increase their revenue?
Honestly, My best advice is to read. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm not lying on that. My best financial advice is to read about money. And I mean a book that says something like Money for Dummies, something like that. Where to begin. And this is not a shameless plug. My book, it is already yours.
Already yours. I like
That's what I would say people should do, because when I did not have anything, and when I say nothing, I learned as much as I could about money. Funny thing is, opportunities started to open up because I was opening up my capacity
right.
to acquire more.
Yes. It's a mindset, like you
Mhm.
said. Wow, it's already yours. So you already knew that it was going to be yours. You just had to bring it into fruition. Is that what it is?
Yes, I always knew, no matter what I was going through, when I was sleeping inside a van with my children who were small at the
Yeah.
time, I knew it wasn't going to always be that way. And you
Yeah.
have to have that kind of mindset. I remember washing myself in McDonald's. and because I had a very posh salon, I had an opportunity to be around she poo poo individuals. So I know what the affluent did. I know how they behaved. I know how they talk. And so this woman came inside the restroom at McDonald's, because McDonald's was kind of 24/7 at that time. I don't know if they still are. And they're a really safe place to be. The Wi-Fi was popping. So I had Wi-Fi at night, right? So that was the best place to be. And I was washing my armpits. I had my clothes thrown over the stall, right? And this lady walked in and she clutched her pearls. She walked in, she looked at me like, oh my goodness, right? And so I looked over there at her. I said, great day. And I kept washing. Because I'm not going to be ashamed about where I am right now. Because when I put these clothes on, you're not going to be able to tell that I was sleeping inside the McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So what did you do? How did you stay sane during those times? I know you said that you knew it was just temporary, but is there anything extra that's needed to get through tough times like that?
Yeah, faith.
Yes.
Yeah, when I say play that stuff in your mind, I have affirmations like, people like me, people love me, people go out of their way to assist me. Like I have those kind of affirmations.
Yes.
Things are getting easier and easier for me.
Yes. Yes.
When
Awesome.
you say people like me,
I like you.
right?
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. So this is definitely very warm and genuine. What kind of tip would you like to leave the listeners and viewers?
I would say have multiple streams of income.
Okay.
I had a lady back in my hair days. I had a lady, I wish I could call her name. And this woman, she worked for the government. She was very highfalutin. And she worked for Neiman Marcus. And she told me she earned about $200,000 a year. And I asked her, well, why do you work for Neiman Marcus? Just for the discounts? And she said, Neiman Marcus is my play money. She said, I get to get my hair done with this money. She said, I get to take trips with this money. And she said, and yes, I get the discounts. And her money and the money she earned working for the government, right? She have her retirement plan coming out of that, her mortgage coming out of that, her children's college fund coming out of that, right? And so she had enough time to not kill herself having another stream, but she had enough time to do a little extra, to get a little extra. So I say read, get assistance, get a coach, right? Record your own affirmations, recite them daily. Did I say read? I can say read again, right? And have multiple streams of income.
Yes, that's perfect. And it's so true. The reading, having a coach, the fitness, all of that. And you're definitely going to have a successful business. I totally agree. Wow. So how can people find you?
They can call me or simply send me a text because I have so many entrepreneurial situations. I need to know where you fit. So I can be reached at 678-933-9449.
Wow. Okay. Again, that number is 678-933-9449. Thank you so much, Towya. I really appreciate this time with you. And I would love for you to come back in a couple of months and we can see what's going on in your world with your property, with everything that's going on. Is that cool?
That sounds good to me. I love that. All of my businesses are undergoing a revamping. So I look forward to sharing that with you guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you all. I hope you all enjoyed that. I mean, definitely, when it comes to finances, it is a mindset, and you have to have the right mindset in order to be successful. And no matter whatever it is that you're interested in pursuing, but as far as this podcast, and as far as I'm concerned, along with your business, you want to have the right mindset. So make sure you give Towya Roberts-Omar a call. Again, that number is 678-933-9449, and she can help you make sure that your finances are on point. Thank you all for joining me and my guest, and I look forward to seeing you all next week, again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my social media platforms. Until the next time, stay prayerful, stay patient, and stay present. Thank you all. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your evening.